Hello viewers, welcome again to example 3 on the multiplication of set that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about multiplication of set and we've done a detailed explanation on it and we've solved some examples on it as well. So this is example 3 to solve another example with you so that you get a better understanding of it. So we've already done example 1 and 2 in the previous videos, so I will advise that you do well to watch the previous videos because the previous videos lays the foundation, okay, the basic knowledge and understanding that you need about the multiplication of set. I've done those explanation in the previous videos, okay, which is the first 2 videos that I've done. Okay, this is example 3, so it means you've already done example 1 and 2 in 2 different videos already. So I will encourage you to watch the previous videos so that you get the foundation to be able to handle this session as well. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page as well. Let's go ahead and handle the example 3 that I have on the board. So example 3, it says simplify the following. Okay, so A, I have square root of 9 times square root of 9, and B, I have 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. Okay, so you have to simplify this one. Let's start with the A. Okay, so let me write down my solution and let's do it together. Okay, so I have square root of 9 times square root of 9. Okay, we have to simplify this. Okay, and we've learned this one in the previous videos. Okay, the first video. Okay, so we learned about this one. Okay, so we are going to go through the same process that I've taught you in the previous videos. Okay, there are 2 ways you can handle this, so I'm going to use the 2 ways. Okay, then whichever one you understand better, then you stick to it. Okay, so there are 2 ways you can handle this. I'm going to use both of them to do it and you arrive at the same answer. Okay, so just follow the explanation and you understand. Okay, so now this is square root of 9 times square root of 9. You can see that both values have square root in it and they are multiplying. And we've learned from the previous videos that when you have something like this and you want to multiply, the values will come under one square root sign. Okay, so the square root of 9 times the square root of 9, okay, it's going to be square root of, then you repeat your 9 times the 9. Okay, so the values will come under one square root sign as you have been doing from the previous videos. Okay, so let me write it so that you see it. Okay, so for us to simplify this one, it's going to be square root of 9 times 9. Okay, so the values will come under one square root sign. Okay, so this your 9, you write it here, times, then you bring your times which is here, then you bring your 9 which is here. Okay, so that's what we learned in the previous videos and I hope you understand it. Okay, because both values have square root in it. Okay, when they are multiplying, this is how you go about it. This one has square root in it, this also has square root in it, and they are multiplying. Okay, so the values will come under one square root sign. So write it as square root of, you bring your 9 which is here, times, then you bring your 9 which is here. That is how you will handle it. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify further. Okay, so this one is to give us square root of 9 times 9 gives 81. So we are going to write our 81. Okay, and I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, now from here we are not done. We can simplify further. Square root of 81, we know the answer. Okay, so you have to write the answer down. Okay, so square root of 81, the answer is 9. Okay, so this is your final answer for simplifying square root of 9 times square root of 9. And I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Okay, so square root of 9 times square root of 9, it will give you an answer which is 9. If you type this whole thing on the calculator will give you a straight answer which is the 9. But this is the process that you have to go through to arrive at the answer. Okay, so now the next method you can use is that, okay, so I'm going to write all. Okay, then I'm going to show you the next way that you can handle this same question. Okay, so let me repeat the question again. So I have square root of 9 times square root of 9. Okay, so now under the multiplication of algebraic expression, okay, we learned that when you have something like this, let's say you have a times a. Okay, a times a, for us to simplify, it gives us a square. Okay, so this is the answer for multiplying this a by this a. So a times a, it gives a square. We learned this under the multiplication of algebraic expression. So we are going to apply that same knowledge to handle this one, okay, because this and this, they are the same, okay, so they are like terms. This is square root of 9 being multiplied by this is also square root of 9, so they are like terms, okay. So for us to multiply it, we can apply this process, okay. So it's going to be, to simplify this one, it's going to be square root of 9 all squared, okay, just like a times a, because they are like terms and they are multiplying, a times 8 gives a squared. In the same way, square root of 9 times this square root of 9, it will give square root of 9 all squared, okay, because they are like terms, okay, and they are multiplying. This one has square root sign, this also has square root sign, this one is 9, this one is also 9. So square root of 9 times square root of 9 is going to be square root of 9 all squared, the same approach that we apply to this one. Okay, now let's go ahead and simplify further. This power 2 here will cancel the square root sign that we have here. Okay, so we are going to get our answer to be 9. Okay, so that's the final answer. So you can see that we are getting the same answer. So whether you go through this way or this approach, you get the same answer. Okay, so the answer is 9. Okay, I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it. Okay, so let's go ahead and handle the b that I have on the board. Okay, so I'm going to clean this one so that we'll have enough space to solve the b as well. Okay, I hope you understand this. So I'm going to clean it now. Okay, so let's handle the b. Okay, so the b, I have 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. Okay, we have to simplify it. Okay, so let me write my solution down and let's do it together. So I have 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. Okay, we have to simplify this one. Okay, and there are 2 ways you can handle this. Okay, so I'm going to show you both of them. Okay, so I'm going to use the 2 ways to solve them. Okay, then you see that we are going to get the same answer. So whichever way that you are okay with it, then you stick to it. Okay, so now the first approach you can use to solve this is that now we have, look at the question, we have 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. Okay, you can see that the coefficient of this root 2 is 3 and the coefficient of this root 9 is 4. Let me repeat it one more time. This is 3 root 2. Okay, so the coefficient of this root 2 is a 3 and this is 4 root 9. So the coefficient of this root 9 is 4. So now the coefficient will multiply. Okay, so this 3 here will multiply the 4 which is here. Okay, so the coefficient of this root 2, which is the 3, will multiply the coefficient of this root 9, which is the 4. Okay, so it's going to be 3 times 4, which is 12. Okay, then also the values with the square root sign will also multiply. So this root 2 will also multiply the root 9 as well. Okay, I hope you understand the explanation. Okay, so the coefficient will multiply. Okay, and the values with the root sign also will also multiply. So once this 3 multiplies this 4, this root 2 will also multiply the root 9. Okay, that's the first approach you can use to solve this question. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, so I'm going to have my 3 times 4. 3 times 4 gives 12. Okay, so I'm going to write 12, then times. Okay, now this root 2 and this root 9 will also multiply. Okay, we've done multiplication of said. Okay, we are going to apply that same knowledge. Okay, so it's going to be square root of 2 times 9. Okay, as we've learned that because this one has square root, this also has square root, for them to multiply, they come under the same square root sign. So the 3 times the 4, we have the 12 here, times, because everything is multiplying, then times this square root of 2 will multiply the square root of 9, which is here. So how do they multiply? Their values will come under one square root sign as we apply to this one. Okay, the same process. Okay, so it's going to be square root of 2 times 9. Okay, so that's how you handle it. Now let's go ahead and simplify for that. I'll write my 12, which is here, times. Now we know that the square root sign will affect everything down here. So the square root sign will affect the 2 here and also affect the 9. So we can separate them by writing it as square root of 2 times square root of 9. And I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, now let's go ahead and simplify further. So repeat your 12, which is here, times square root of 2. You will not get a whole number as an answer for it. So just repeat your square root of 2, which is there. Okay, times the square root of 9 will get an answer for it, which is 3. So you write your 3 down. Okay, now let's group like terms and multiply. Okay, so I'm just grouping like terms. So I'll get 12 times 3 times root 2. Okay, I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so I can see it's not clear from here, so let me clean it and write it here so that you can see it well. Okay, so I'm going to continue from this side. Okay, so from here I want us to group like terms. Okay, so it's going to be 12 times 3 times root 2. Okay, I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so this is the 12 times the 3 that I have. Okay, then times the root 2. Okay, we just group like terms. So let's simplify further. 12 times 3 gives 36. I hope you agree with me. So I'm going to have 36 times root 2. Okay, so now let's do our final multiplication and get our final answer. So 36 times root 2 is going to give me 36 root 2. Okay, so this is your final answer for simplifying 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. If you type this whole thing on the calculator will give you a straight answer, which is 36 root 2. And this is the process to go through to arrive at the answer. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Okay, there's another method you can use to solve this one. Okay, so I'm going to clean this one and I'm going to show you that approach as well. Okay, I hope you understood this one, so I'm going to clean this one. Okay, so let me clean it and let's look at the other method that you can use to handle this one. Okay, so I'm cleaning this one from here. So keep the answer in mind. The answer is 36 root 2. When we go through that same, the next method that I'm going to show you, we are going to arrive at the same answer, which is the 36 root 2. So keep the answer in mind. Okay, so I'm cleaning this one from here. Then we are going to look at the other method. Okay, so now the same question, which is 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. Okay, so let me repeat the question. Okay, so I have 3 root 2, okay, times 4 root 9. Okay, now what you can do is that you see that this root 9, we know the answer. Okay, so we are just going to write the answer down. It's very simple, nothing difficult about this one. So now this root 2, we don't have an answer for this root 2. We have 3 root 2 times 4 root 9, and I'm saying that this root 9, we know the answer. The 4 is multiplying the root 9, so we can just simplify the root 9. Okay, and the answer we get, the 4 will multiply it. Okay, but this root 2 we cannot simplify because we will not get a whole number as an answer for this root 2. So just repeat what you have there. So we are going to have our 3 root 2 here, okay, times, please, I hope you are following. Okay, and let me repeat the 4, which is here, times, okay, because the 4 is multiplying the root 9. Now root 9, we know an answer for root 9. Square root of 9 is 3, so just write your 3 here. Okay, I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so now let's go ahead and simplify further. 3 times root 2. We are going to repeat the same thing. Okay, so I'm getting my 3 root 2 here. Okay, then times 4 times 3 gives 12. So I'll get my 12. Please, I hope you understand up to this point. Let me go over one more time. Okay, now all that we did is that to write the answer for this root 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so you repeat everything which is there. The 4 and the root 9, they are multiplying. So 4 into bracket, square root of 9 is 3. Okay, so 3 root 2 times 4, the square root of 9 is 3. Bring your 3. So 4 into bracket 3. Okay, repeat this 3 root 2, which is here, times 4 times the 3 gives 12. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, so now let's do the next step. Okay, they are multiplying, so we have to multiply. So this 12 is multiplying 3 root 2. Okay, because this one does not have any square root sign attached to it, for it to multiply this one, which has a square root sign in it, it's going to multiply the coefficient of this root 2. The coefficient of this root 2 is 3. Okay, so the 12 is going to multiply the coefficient, which is the 3. Okay, so it's going to be 36 root 2. Okay, I hope you agree with me. Let's look at it. 12 times 3 gives 36. and 36 times root 2 gives 36 root 2. Okay, so this becomes the final answer for simplifying 3 root 2 times 4 root 9. You can see that you are getting the same answer as the first one. Okay, so either you go through this process or the other process that I taught you, you arrive at the same answer. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video. I'll see you again in another video whilst we solve more examples on this. Bye bye.